Alfa Romeo became the fourth Formula One team to hold a 2023 launch event, but the first to actually display a realistic 2023 car. Haas, Red Bull and Williams had all either openly stated that they were just showing off 2023 liveries on 2022 cars, or, in Red Bull's case, acted as if a 2023 car was being revealed but admitted the real thing would look very different. They were also the first car to hit the track in real time, revealing key details that had been kept hidden when the car was first released. So let's take a look at the C43, what we learned from the reveal and subsequent testing, and what issues the team hopes to address from its predecessor. The car is the first to feature the team's new title sponsor Stake, which replaced former main partner Orlen over the winter break. Orlen's departure also marked the end of Robert Kubica's tenure with the team, leaving Theo Pourchaire as the team's sole reserve driver, though the team will also have access to Antonio Giovinazzi, who is currently serving as one of Ferrari's reserves. The change in title sponsorship was not the only off-season change at Sauber, as Andreas Seidel was appointed the team's new CEO. Seidel, a McLaren convert, will oversee the team's transition into the Audi Works team in 2026. Seidel has not named a team principal, instead naming Alessandro Aloni Bravi as the official team representative for the time being. This year also marks the final season of Alfa Romeo's branding agreement with the Sauber team, in which Audi has already purchased a minority stake. Audi will gradually take over Sauber and eventually control the company, with current owner Finn Rausing holding a minority stake. Audi has also begun work on its F1 engine project, with the expansion of its Neuburg facility, where Audi's Dakar, Formula E, DTM and Le Mans cars have been built since 2014, and the construction of a new building. It hopes to have a test engine ready by 2025 so that it can be run in a mule car before the new engine regulations come into effect in 2026. The car itself differs from its 2022 counterpart in a number of ways, but its overall concept remains an evolution rather than an overhaul, as technical director Jan Monchot explains. The new car is a big step forward for those who look at it from the outside. It's very different. We've taken a big step forward, especially from an aerodynamic point of view, which is a natural evolution of the 2022 car, but also what we have seen from our opponents, as is normal. So how closely did the car revealed resemble the Alfa Romeo that will most likely race in the Bahrain Grand Prix? It was unquestionably closer than any 2023 F1 car we'd seen thus far, but how real was it? Here it becomes a little complicated, as the details of the car shown in renderings, the car we saw at launch, and the car that hit the track for its shakedown at Barcelona are all quite different. The biggest difference was on the floor. The show car used for the launch had a simple floor, whereas the renders released had an overly elaborate tooth design that would be illegal. The actual car has a floor edge treatment similar to the Red Bull RB18. It also has a slot in front of the rear wheels, similar to the one introduced by Ferrari and used by Aston Martin, and for a time Red Bull last year. The launch show car and renders featured various suspension configurations, but the car that drove in Barcelona retained the pushrod rear suspension. This is possible because, while Alfa Romeo uses Ferrari gearbox internals, it manufactures its own casing for cost-cutting purposes as well as greater suspension geometry freedom. The front end of the car, on the other hand, has not changed significantly. The front wing is similar to last year's, with the slightly wavy mainplane design remaining and providing relatively consistent load across the span of the wing. The edge of the front wing end plate, meanwhile, is similar to the one introduced by Haas last year. There are no noticeable changes in the nose cone. The upper wishbone arms in the front suspension, which now attach directly to the top edge of the chassis, are the first major change to the front area. This resembles the Red Bull RB18. The single spike roll hoop seen at the launch was also visible, as are the side pods and engine cover that combine Alpine and Red Bull concepts from last year. The debut of our C43 is a pivotal moment in our season. It marks the start of our on-track campaign and really drives home how close the season is, said Moncho at Barcelona. Today was important to ensure everything is in place, not just with the car but also with the wider team, ahead of what is going to be a crucial start to the championship. We have to thank everyone who worked on the car, and of course also our partners Ferrari for getting us here. We're ready for testing and we can't wait to get to work in Bahrain. Alfa Romeo wants to reclaim what it regards as one of its biggest strengths in the 2023 Formula One season, as it made improving reliability one of its major focuses during the winter break. The Sauber-run Alfa Romeo team started the new era of F1 at the front of the midfield, with new signing Valtteri Bottas picking up a string of points finishes in the early races despite a slew of reliability issues, which saw him complete 3 or fewer laps in 5 of the first 17 practice sessions in 2022. Bottas's rookie teammate teammate Zhou Guanyu retired 3 times in his first 8 races, costing Alfa Romeo points just as it was falling down F1's pecking order as its overweight rivals made the weight-saving gains Alfa had already discovered with its car pre-season. Despite scoring only 4 points in the second half of the year, the team held on to 6th place in the Constructors' Championship by the skin of their teeth, an achievement that may have concealed the dangers of Alfa Romeo's poor reliability record. Alfa Romeo completed fewer racing laps than any other team in 2022, with Bottas and Zhou each experiencing 4 race-ending reliability issues. This was in stark contrast to Alfa's stellar reliability record the year before, when a double DNF in the Abu Dhabi season finale marked the team's only reliability-induced retirement and left it in 3rd in most miles completed among the 10 teams. And that fact was not lost on the team, as Jan Moncho identified reliability as a major issue to address and admitted there is still much room for improvement. Last season's reliability wasn't as good as the previous seasons, so that's an area where we had quite a lot of things to do, Moncho said. Last year, throughout the course of the season, it also became relatively clear that we had reliability issues, which then became Order 1. So there is a lot of things we changed on the car, but also internally in terms of processes to address that topic, because historically we were always very strong with reliability. But last year, somehow we lost a little bit of what used to be one of our biggest strengths, so it's clearly one of the areas of major focus for us last winter. Alfa Romeo's 2022 reliability issues began with a woeful shakedown in which the effects of porpoising damaged the car's floor, a problem it spent half of last year's Barcelona test attempting to fix. That's why their 2023 shakedown was so crucial, and the fact that both drivers completed their laps without incident will undoubtedly provide some much needed proof that their winter reliability work was not in vain. Apart from displaying their 2023 machine, Alfa Romeo has made headlines for what they intend to do with their launch vehicle. For the first time ever, an official F1 launch car will be auctioned off, with the winning bidder able to add the C43 show car to their collection. Unsurprisingly, the car is not intended for competition and is only intended to meet the needs of a show car. The chassis and bodywork are made of pre-preg carbon fiber and are only meant to look like the real thing. The car comes with basic electronic features, including a 3D printed steering wheel with working screen and rain lights. The steering wheel is fully connected to the front wheels via the steering rack, allowing the wheels to turn. Aside from the car, the winner will also receive signed race suits and boots worn by Zhou and Bottas during the launch show. The current leading bid is £98,500 as of the writing of this video, though Memento exclusives, the car's manufacturers, expect the winning bid to be around £400,000. So what are your thoughts on Alfa Romeo's 2023 car? Have we seen the final product, or are we expecting significant differences between what we see now and what we see when preseason testing begins? And what are your predictions for the team this season? Be sure to let us know down below in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, please consider liking, subscribing, and turning on notifications so that you never miss an upload. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.